This self-care video is going to totally change your life and you're going to learn so many new things. I can't wait to share these self-care habits with you. Make sure you watch this video all the way to the end and share it with your friends. It's that good. For me personally, there are two reasons why I may skip a workout. The first reason being that I just don't feel like doing the workout, and the second being that I'm tired. So the first self-care habit I want to share with you is the one that helps me a lot with the I'm tired aspect of skipping my workouts and just not being able to do it because I don't have the energy. And that is to use a sleep calculator to help me figure out the best time to wake up or the best time to go to sleep. I cannot get myself to go to sleep at exactly the same time every single day and wake up at exactly the same time every single day. Can't do it. Trust me, I have tried it. It doesn't work for me. But using a sleep calculator works perfectly for me. I'm going to provide a link to the Kegel Fitness sleep calculator in the description box for you in case you want to try this out. But basically, all you have to do is just select your age and change it to when should I wake up, and then put the current time. So assuming I finish everything I'm doing for the day by 11 p.m., I'm going to put 11 p.m. into I'm going to bed at and calculate my results. And then it'll tell me that the best time for me to wake up will be 6:45 a.m. Or if I can't do that, 8:15 a.m. might be an option, or 5:15 a.m. might be an option. So these are the three best options for me to wake up. So if I go set my alarm for 6:30 or 6 o'clock or 7 a.m., it's not quite optimal. And why isn't this time optimal? This has been such a game changer, I'll tell you. Explaining what a sleep cycle is kind of like unnecessary for this self-care video. You can always Google it. But the basic gist of it is that it's best to wake up at the end of your sleep cycle because that's the part of your sleep where your body is already kind of sort of awake and not fully deep in sleep. Whereas if you wake up in the middle of your sleep cycle, you're going to feel very tired and very groggy. Most of us don't get enough sleep, and so waking up at the end of a sleep cycle is a little hack to still feel good when I wake up, even if I may not have gotten the most sleep or the best sleep. Obviously, this is not a replacement for actually getting the right amount of sleep, but if you're struggling with waking up at a consistent time, or you're struggling with feeling tired when you wake up, then using a sleep cycle calculator to figure out the best time to wake up is a good idea. One thing I will say about sleep cycle calculators, though, is that they usually assume that everybody's sleep cycle is 90 minutes and that it takes the average person 15 minutes to fall asleep. And we all know that that's just not true. For example, my sleep cycle is not 90 minutes. And for some people, it takes longer than 15 minutes to fall asleep or less than 15 minutes to fall asleep. But despite this, it is still a game changer to know the best time to wake up versus just shooting in the dark and trying to wake up at some random aesthetic hour of the day versus the time when your body is already kind of awake and you can get away with, maybe not sleeping the full amount. I'm not recommending not sleeping the full amount. I'm just saying that if you're in that situation, and even if you are getting the full amount of sleep, it's still the hack of life to wake up feeling like I'm ready to go versus feeling groggy and tired. But it's still a really good hack, and I highly recommend using the sleep calculator to find the best time to wake up so that you have energy to do your workout. Let's talk about the next self-care habit. There is a group of muscles in the body called the pelvic floor muscles. And so things like pregnancy, childbirth, being of a higher body fat percentage, or even just constipation can really cause the pelvic floor muscles to get weak. There are a lot of things that can happen when the pelvic floor muscles get weak. One that a lot of moms joke about is they pee a little when they sneeze, or, people accidentally fart when they don't mean to fart, or when they're doing adult activities, maybe it's not as enjoyable. Very personal accidents can happen with weak pelvic floor muscles. I don't know what it is about the pelvic floor muscles, but for me personally, I just find it very scary that there is a muscle in such a delicate area that can be weak. I don't know, maybe I need to talk to a therapist about this, maybe I need to see somebody about this, but I genuinely don't like the idea of my pelvic floor muscles potentially becoming weak. So this is something that I do some self-care around, and it doesn't take me any extra time in my day. It's highly effective, and I assure you I do not pee when I sneeze. I am on my A game in this area. What I do is very simple, it's very effective, it works, and if you're into it, I'm happy to share. I actually do two things. First thing is I do Kegels when I'm brushing my teeth. I try to do them 5 days a week. I miss days here and there, but in general, I'm doing Kegels once a day, 5 days a week for about a minute. And what are Kegels? You're just squeezing as if you're about to pee and you're holding it in. You can do it right now as you're watching this video. Nobody's gonna know. You just squeeze as if you need to pee and you're holding it in, and you just hold it for as long as you can. Release for about 5 seconds and do it again. And you just do that for about a minute. There are 2 types of Kegel exercises you can do. You can do the one I just described where you hold it for as long as you can, release it for 5 seconds and hold it again for as long as you can. And then you can also do quick exercises where you hold, release, and that's just 1 second holding, 1 second release. And you can do that for about 20 seconds and you have a really good Kegel routine, pelvic floor routine. Obviously, I'm not trying to give you one more thing to be insecure about or one more thing to worry about. This is just genuinely something that I do for my self-care and I love it. And I feel like my channel is the perfect place to share this because you're not going to hear anybody else talking about pelvic floor muscles or Kegel exercises in a self-care video. But my channel is a fitness channel. It's literally the perfect place to talk about something like this. It's a workout channel. If you're looking for, home workouts that really work, booty workouts, ab workouts, fat burning workouts, this is the place to get them. Check out my channel. I have so many workout videos you can do, so many educational videos. And when you're ready, you can go on KobokoFitness.com, start your 10-day free trial to start my premium programs where you can really start to see amazing results without any equipment at home. People love those workout programs so much because they work. Another alternative for also taking care of the pelvic floor muscles is glute bridges. I am obsessed with glute bridges. Glute bridges are really good. When they're done correctly, they actually do work the pelvic floor muscles as well. Obviously, the main muscle that glute bridges are working is the gluteus maximus. That's the main mass in the back, the one that we all focus on so much. But whilst working that muscle, there are some accessory muscle groups that are also being worked, and the pelvic floor muscles are amongst those accessory muscle groups. So if you needed one more excuse to go do my booty program, now you have it. I love it. Like I said, I do this when I'm brushing my teeth, and it also helps kind of calm my mind a little bit. My mind's not racing. I'm focused on holding for as long as I can. If you're doing Kegels, there is no set recommended amount of time to do them for. Just my personal preference is about a minute to 90 seconds a day. Some people can do more, some people do less. I just recommend not getting obsessed with it and doing it all the time because you're trying to get fast results. This is just more so one of those things that we can do forever, indefinitely into the future as a lifestyle habit, as long as it continues to feel good and it continues to work. Let's talk about something that I'm going to call DIY therapy. DIY therapy is taking a walk whilst journaling out loud my feelings. I don't know what it is, but this really works for me. So depending on if the weather is nice, I may take this walk outside. And if I am taking the walk outside, I just have my headphones on and I am audio journaling. And this is totally free. If you have an iPhone, for example, you can just use the mic on your phone and just start talking and it will transcribe what you're saying. There's something about the transcription, seeing what I'm saying reflected back to me in the app, that's very soothing and really helps. It really helps me to see what I am saying. And obviously you want to do this in a very safe environment. Don't be walking in the middle of the road, talking into your phone and get hit by a bus. So be in a safe environment. I love to do this outside. If the weather is not great or it's windy or I just don't feel like being outside, I will still do this. But if I'm doing it indoors on a treadmill, I just don't feel as inspired to talk about my feelings. So a lot of times if I'm doing my walk indoors on a treadmill, again, just to clear my head and manage my emotions, you will typically find me watching some funny TikToks and it makes me laugh. And I just feel like laughter is such an important part of life. And so for me, taking that time to walk on my treadmill and just laugh at dumb stuff is so good for taking care of myself, both physically, because I am walking, and mentally. Speaking of awesome things, I have said many times on my YouTube channel that, drink your water, avoid sugar, eat your fruits and vegetables, but I need to confess, I don't like to chew raw vegetables. It's not my vibe. If you enjoy it, do it. It's very good for you. But I personally do not like chewing raw vegetables. But I know they're very good for me and I know it's a good idea to eat them. So I have something that I'm going to share with you that I really want to emphasize that you don't have to do. So here's what I'm going to do. I have to tell you this story real quick before I show you the recipe. So I've been doing this for a while and sometimes I will send my husband pictures or tell him that I was drinking this. And he would like just be like, But I don't think it was really real for him until the day he was actually in the kitchen and he saw me make this and drink it. And he was looking at me as if I was drinking the blood of the neighbor's puppy. He looked mortified. Like, what are you doing? So if you're not into this, I totally get it, but I'm just going to put it out there because some of you might be into it. So here's what it is. I take a little bit of unsweetened almond milk. I don't measure, so you can just eyeball the amount I have here. Use less, use more. It's up to you. I don't like to use too much almond milk because the more almond milk I put, the more quantity I'm going to get. And I don't want a lot of this. I want it to be like a shot, a concentrated shot. So I put a little bit of almond milk and I just stuff spinach in there all the way. I shove it down, as much spinach as I can get in there, and then I blend it. When it's finally done, it looks like this, and you chug it. If you need motivation, you can set a timer for a minute and see if you can get this thing down in 1 minute. Here's the thing. I know it looks crazy, but if you are up for a challenge, I would encourage you to try it out and see how you like it. If you can tolerate it, then drink it. What's the big deal? If you can't tolerate it and you really hate it, then add a banana. A banana will help the taste. I personally prefer to do it this way because this is the only raw vegetables I'm going to consume the entire day. I may consume other vegetables here and there, but as far as raw vegetables go and getting my micronutrients in, this is it. So I like to just get as much in as possible and just be done with it. It literally takes me 1 minute or less and I'm done. And that just gives me such good vibes. This is an aggressive form of self-love. It is a very, very important part of my self-care because it's important to eat my vegetables and I can't get myself to chew them. It doesn't work for me. If it works for you, again, eat them. It's probably better to chew your vegetables than to just chug them the way I do. But if you struggle, this might work for you. Some of you might be watching this like, but what about fruit? Why are you avoiding fruit? Fruit is so good for you. Oh my God, not another fitness influencer avoiding fruit. First of all, I'm not a fitness influencer. I'm a Cocoa Puff. And second of all, I'm not avoiding fruit. What I actually do is I eat my fruit separately. When I'm done chugging this, I eat as much fruit as I want. And that's just my preference. So a typical combo for me would be red grapes or black grapes. We have oranges, banana, whatever we have, I just eat it. And the reason I don't put the fruit into the vegetables is because I've noticed that it just tastes better when it's separate. Like the spinach stuff tastes better to me without the fruit. And the fruit obviously tastes better to me without the spinach. So I just stopped putting fruit in there because of that. And something that occurred to me was when I learned to make green smoothies, I learned them with fruit as an important part of the ingredients. And it just never occurred to me that I can try it without the fruit. So the day I was like, let me just try this without the fruit. And I was like, this actually tastes better without the fruit. And I got used to the taste very quickly. So again, if you're up for a mental challenge, you could try this out and you don't have to finish it. You can just have a sip and toss the rest or add a banana or offer it to somebody, whatever. But it's just something that you could try if you want to. So it starts with the raw spinach and almond milk thing and then eating as much fruit as I want. And usually that's not enough to like have me feeling satisfied and happy. So I would typically have some type of protein as well. So, some sliced pork, some chicken, beef, whatever, as much as I want. By the time I'm done with all of this, I have a lot of energy. I'm feeling very accomplished because I'm done with raw vegetables for the day. My emotions are in check. I'm feeling good. And this is a great time to do my workout, my actual workout. The thing is, I never have time to do my workout. So what I've started doing is booking my workouts into my schedule. And if you are a premium member on Kobokofitness.com, this is something that you know that we've really done everything we can to help you with. If you're a premium diamond or double diamond member on my website, every month you get a calendar file that you can upload to your Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, whatever calendar you're using, and it automatically schedules all of your premium Koboko Fitness workouts for you. And of course, there's no expectation to do every single workout every single day. I do the same for myself. I put the workouts on my schedule and I just do what I can. I don't do every single workout every single week, every week of the year. I just do what I need for that week, and you can trust yourself. And that's where I am in my journey. So this is definitely a self-care habit that has become very important to me, which is booking my workouts into my schedule. Anything that's not on my schedule is probably not going to get done. My advice would be to know what days you're going to work out and what time, and just block that time off for your workout. Even if it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever, block that time. I recommend blocking 1 hour, because the first 10 minutes is going to be, do I really want to do this? Am I really going to do this? Do I want to do this workout? Am I actually going to work out today? Do I have time to work out? So I recommend just blocking 1 hour so you have enough time, regardless of how much time you actually spend doing the workout itself. If you're looking for workout recommendations, I recommend this workout if you're trying to burn fat, and I recommend this workout if you're trying to grow your booty. And if you just need like an emergency all-purpose get me together type of workout, I recommend this workout. It's the 11-minute do this everyday workout. That workout is phenomenal. Highly recommend doing it. It doesn't take a long time. It's very effective. It's gonna get you snatched. Abs looking great, booty looking great, arms looking great, fat gone. So those are 3 workout recommendations I can give you definitely, and you can just put those on your schedule and do them during the week. Doing workouts is amazing for the exterior of the body. That is, we know that. But something else I really do for self-care as well is taking care of my immunity. And with everything happening in the world right now, I think that that's probably not a bad idea to take care of our immunity. So I'm just going to say real quick here that part of my self-care routine is taking supplements. And the Double Diamond members on my website who have listened to my podcast, that I love supplements. It's a problem. Some people buy shoes and bags. I buy supplements. And it's not your typical fitness supplements. It's not protein shakes and scary stuff like that. It's just whatever I feel like buying, okay? So I always have like a rotation going. I'm always trying different stuff. I love just trying supplements and taking them. It's fun for me. But there are 2 supplements that are standard that I always have. I even have them on auto delivery on Amazon. They just send them to my house. And that is my vitamin C supplement. I take it in powder form so I can control how much I'm taking. And I take a lot. I take a lot of vitamin C because I can handle it, but it's up to you to play around with the measurements to see what works for you. For me, a 1/4 teaspoon is about the amount that I will take, and it's a very strong, sharp taste. So I will add this to orange juice, and I also take a vitamin D supplement. If you're a person with rich chocolate skin like myself, vitamin D is not something you really want to play with. I wear sunscreen, most of us do, and so that even heightens the need to make sure that we're getting enough vitamin D. If you don't know if you're getting enough vitamin D, I recommend getting tested to see your vitamin D levels, and if you're not getting enough, talk to your doctor about getting a supplement. I personally like vitamin D gummies because I'm not really a fan of swallowing too many pills and things like that. So they do have capsules and tablets and things like that, but my preference is to just chew some gummies because they taste nice. So that's something that I am really enjoying. By nighttime, I am wound up. I am very tense. I am very grumpy. I am tired. And this is the time of day where a lot of people will unwind with alcohol and TV. And I see the benefit of that, but for me, I don't think it's very effective. So for me, I prefer to turn on a candle and take a warm shower. And I know that a lot of people recommend cold showers, but I promise you, you're not going to catch me taking a cold shower. It's just not going to happen. There was a point in my life where I did not have access to warm water and I had to take cold showers. We're not going back to that life. Amen? Amen. I'm going to explain to you later on why I have a preference though for warm showers. That's a more practical reason and part of my self-care routine. One of the reasons why this is so effective is because just turning off the lights and having that ambiance of the candle is very soothing to me. And I just love doing that. Sometimes I'll put on some nice jazzy music, or if I'm feeling feisty, I might turn on a podcast where they're talking about like feisty stuff. So it just depends on my mood. And I'll take that shower, wash my face, do my nighttime skincare, do all of that stuff. And at this point, I tend to feel better, but still not great. So one of my ultimate self-care habits is stretching. My stretching routine is very simple. I have 3 stretches that I love the most. There are a lot of stretches I can do, but there are 3 particular ones I really love and enjoy. The key with nighttime stretching is that there is no specific time requirement. So there's never a concept in my mind of like, I have to do 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of stretching. I don't do that. It's just, if I can do only 1 stretch, I still stretched. So that's the secret to making this a self-care habit, a self-care routine, something that's consistent for a long time. Release the pressure and just do just 1 stretch if that's all you can do. At least that's what I do, and it has helped me maintain this habit for years. If you're an OG Cocoa Puff on this channel, you know I've been talking about this. You know it. I'm feeling so good today. So my go-to stretch is a back stretch, and it is so amazing. You just lay down on a yoga mat and extend your arms as far out as you can so that your upper body kind of like lifts up from the mat. Hold and then go back down. Most of the time I'm trying to do 10 of these, and if I can't do 10, maybe 5. As many as I can manage, I just do, and that is my number 1 go-to stretch. It is key for preventing back pain. Another stretch that I love to do is the heel press. And this is one that if I take a long walk, if I do my walk in the morning where I do my DIY therapy, then I definitely try to do my heel press because it prevents foot pain and it just keeps my body, especially my lower body, flexible, nimble, and in tip-top shape and pain-free. So doing my heel presses is fantastic. If I'm doing a heel press, I like to do 1 minute per foot. But for you, you may want to do more or do less. It's up to you. And in fact, when I do my 1 minute, I'm usually tempted to do more because I'm usually scrolling on my phone when I'm doing this. And then there's a third stretch I like to do. I just put my leg on any elevated surface and bring my head to my knee. And I've been doing this for a very long time. So at first there will be some tightness, but within a few seconds, it all loosens up and my head can touch my knee. But for somebody that's totally new to this stretch, that may not happen for a few weeks. I think when I first started doing this, my head couldn't touch my knee. So there is some time it takes to be able to do that. But this one's really good for the back of the thighs. And, you know, I spend a lot of time sitting. And so being able to stretch out the back of my thighs is very good. And it's also very, very awesome to help me make sure that my lower body workouts are effective because my range of motion is good because I have been stretching my legs really well. So those are my 3 favorite stretches. Of course, there are so many other stretches you can do. You can find your favorites and make them into your nighttime routine. I have stretching videos on my YouTube channel. So if you want something to just look at while you're doing it, that's good too. But as for me, I just be listening to podcasts, sometimes listening to silence, whatever I feel like in the moment. So here's the thing about taking warm showers at night. And the reason why I have a preference for warm showers, other than my PTSD from taking so many cold showers as a child, when I take a warm shower, it makes my body warm, which allows me to stretch effectively. And so normally you would need to warm up before stretching so that you don't cause any injuries. But because my body is already warm and relaxed from my shower, I can go straight into my stretches and it's just fantastic. Straight into my stretches, of course, after putting on my pajamas. It just makes it so I don't have to warm up before stretching. And so that's the practical side of taking that warm shower, because if you're not warmed up and you try to stretch, there's a very high risk of spraining a muscle or causing unintentional injury. So that's just something to keep in mind, that if you're going to stretch, it's very important to warm up. And since it's nighttime, I'm not trying to warm up, I'm trying to wind down. So taking a warm shower before I do my stretch is just a very easy hack to make sure that I'm doing my self-care. I thought about showing you my nighttime skincare routine, but I have to be honest, doing my nighttime skincare is not self-care for me. It's more like self-maintenance. For some of you, it is, and it's relaxing and you enjoy it and all of that. But for me, it's just like, no. But I'm not complaining. I'm grateful to even have the option to do that. It's more like self-maintenance for me. If I could just be clean and awesome every day without having to do it, I would be so happy, so happy. But I'm not complaining. I'm grateful to have the ability to do these things. Some people can't do these things, so I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that for me, it's not self-care. And so that's why I'm not showing it in this video. And there's so many videos where people show their nighttime skincare routine and it's so aesthetic. Mine isn't. It's not. if I am feeling super duper fancy, I will also foam roll. If I've done a lower body workout earlier in the day, I will foam roll my butt and my legs and my thighs to make sure I'm not sore the next day, because as you know, if you have been a regular watcher, I've talked about this before, feeling sore after a workout is not necessary unless you want to feel sore. If you want to avoid feeling sore, foam rolling is the way to go. And for me, this is the perfect time to foam roll real quick before I go to bed. I don't spend a lot of time on this. I just foam roll as much as I can before I get interrupted and have to like do my mommy duties. If I didn't do like a lower body workout or a resistance upper body workout, then I would typically foam roll just my feet, because foam rolling my feet just relieves a lot of tension in my body overall. And there are these spiky foam roller balls that are available on Amazon. And we now have 3 of these in our house, different sizes, because I live with boys. I'm the only female in my home, and they like to use my foam roller balls to play soccer. I have so many of them, so I foam roll. Sometimes I'll just foam roll just my feet. And it has come to the point now where I have to hide my foam rollers in this house so that I have them available when I need them. Let's talk about breath work. This is my emergency self-care. This is like my panic button, my off switch, my I'm about to scream and I need something. Save me. I use breath work for this. Breath work isn't something I do when I am calm. It's not something I do when I wake up. It's something I do when I am agitated, when I am stressed, when I am panicked. That's when I do breath work. And I have to say, it takes practice, but it's very effective. And this is something I learned from Dr. Andrew Weil. He is a very interesting person. I haven't like done a deep dive into him to know everything about him, but I did learn this technique from him, and it's all about like breathing. And the most important thing that I have taken away from it is to have a long exhale. So we can actually do it together. You breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and exhale for 8 seconds. I like to do this for about roughly 2 minutes. And I have different ones. So I'm just going to do a couple of breathing exercises with you, and it'll make you feel better. Just try it. Let me explain this real quick because I want to do a little bit of breath work with you. I'm not agitated, anxious, or stressed right now, but I just really feel like doing it with you. So we're going to breathe in. And when you breathe in, you want your stomach to get nice and big. Like, stomach should get big when you're breathing in. When you're holding your breath, just hold your breath. And then when you're breathing out, your stomach should go in, like you're pushing all the air out of your belly and just out. And I like to breathe out through my mouth. I like to breathe in through my nose, out through my mouth. I'm so excited to explain this because I was confused for the longest time. I was like, is my stomach supposed to be out when I am exhaling or in? Like, what's my stomach supposed to be doing? So now I get it. When I'm breathing in, big belly. When I'm breathing out, small belly. That's kind of the vibe of it, okay? So we're going to breathe in, we're going to hold our breath, and then we're going to breathe out. When you're breathing out, you want your stomach to go in. It's almost like you're squeezing all the air out of your lungs. I was very confused about this in the beginning. So when you breathe in, your stomach is going to get big, you're going to hold it, and when you breathe out, your stomach is going to get real small because you're going to suck it all in and like, okay? So we're going to do 2 quick breath work exercises. One is going to be the traditional 4-7-8 method. And then we're going to do my actual favorite. My actual favorite one is like emergency. It takes 1 minute and it's super good. But the one I'm going to do first is the one I do like more for if I need to super duper calm down, or if I'm feeling ambitious, then I do it because it's like a little bit longer. So I'm feeling nervous doing this on camera, but let's just do it. We're starting now in 3, 2, 1. feels so good. Anyways. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. Visit KabokoFitness.com to start your 10-day free trial today. Already kind of sort of awake already. Why did I like jump out of the chair? Awake. I'm feeling so good. I wish I knew there's nothing in this world can When you don't know the words, you chew your mouth and you go It works for any song. Listen.